Hello, folks. Welcome to another Wednesday night Natural Aquariums Planted Tank stream. I'm proud to have another guest here, another fantastic guest, Mr. Ian Atkins with Atkins Nature Aquariums. How are you doing, Ian?
Oh, I'm doing great, Ryan. Glad to be here. How you doing tonight?
Oh, doing pretty well. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we were talking a little before, and I don't know, my back's been a little sore lately, but I'm trying to trying to get through it, and I'll go seek some remedies afterwards. But for now, certainly happy to have you here with us, and really exciting to have somebody on that's local to the Portland area here and part of Guppus, and for anybody that doesn't know Ian, I'll try to give you a little introduction, I guess, from what I know. You've got a channel here on YouTube. You post videos. Sometimes, you go live every once in a while. Got some really good content on your channel with some fantastic, wonderful planted aquariums,
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, like the first time I saw your name around, I was like, oh, it's another Natural Aquariums or something. And not by any means that I was the first, because there was first people before me that used that. But then, I dug in there and I looked at your channel and I'm like, oh yeah, this guy's legit. He deserves the Nature Aquariums tagline there for sure.
Yeah, I've always loved nature, and when I made my channel name, I didn't even realize there was another Natural Aquariums name in the fish band. So I was like, well, I already made it. I don't want to change it again. So it's like,
I think it's awesome, and I love how you have your name attached there, because then, like, my channel, it's like you can do a search for Natural Aquariums and 100 other things pull up first, unless you are throwing it in quotes or filtering by channel or something. And just as your channel is, my channel's growing here, and so it'll be more and more known by YouTube the more that people decide to tune in and we make content, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just keep posting, and people are watching, slowly but surely.
Yep. Let's see. Let's go ahead and say a few hellos here. J-Rock, welcome. S, yo. Matt with Liquid Zoo, OnlyFans. Hey, check out the shirt. What do you think of that? So I won this shirt on Matt's channel there week or two ago. Speaking of growing channels, he had a giveaway for his 100th subscriber, and I was lucky enough to win some of his merchandise. And so I thought it was a cool shirt to get. And so certainly go check out Matt's channel if he's smart about it. He's putting like his merchandise and the what do you call it, the descriptions and stuff. Yeah,
that's awesome. It's like non-fish people are gonna look at that and be like, "The people in OnlyFans." What the heck? Yeah. Wait, that's a fin. What?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to wear it out in public. We'll see if my wife wants to go to dinner with me when I'm wearing it.
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of my family, more Natural Aquariums. Another person with Natural Aquariums in there. That's my son, Trenton. Hello.
Trenton.
Yeah, so people have some of the people have seen some of my videos and stuff. He kind of provides some of the more entertainment in these videos. It's fun and something that the two of us can do together.
Yeah, I love the father-son combo.
Yeah, Yeah. You had you made videos with, after Fishtoberfest with your girlfriend Kat, right?
Yeah, we did some stuff together. We do some videos together sometimes when she's up for it, but she's not up for it all the time to be on camera.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, you got to be in the right mood. Definitely, definitely. S says nice background, and I think I'm just going to assume that applies to both of us because, yeah, I dig them both. You want to tell us a little bit about your tank you got there?
Yeah, so this is a 29-gallon Aquarium standard tank, but it's a South American kind of blackwater tank. I
Oh,
can
okay,
switch the camera around,
sure.
and
Yeah, as I noticed that I watched those videos on Fishtoberfest, and some of yeah, some of what you guys had bought, you and Kat, your girlfriend, was some botanicals there and stuff. So you use some of those in there.
yeah, I got some of those in there. I had to put a rock on it because it kept floating. But the
Oh,
wood
okay.
and stuff, I've always put like almond leaves, and the wood's been leaching tannin, so it's always had sort of a tinge. But when I put the alder cones and seed pods, they really turned this tank dark, which looks
Nice.
nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's some lepistogrammas, steel blues.
Ooh,
And
nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of curious when you said, kind of that dark water tank there. That what species may be in there that was taking advantage of that?
yeah, there's Coriodoris, a bunch of Coriodoris. There's like 12 or 13 in there,
Oh,
different
wow.
species.
Nice.
There's around 6 Agassizias, 2 or 3 gold laser cories, a bronze cory, an albino cory, around 5 or 6 marine cories.
Wow. You're making good use of all that space in the 29.
Yeah, it's stock for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure.
And then these are recent pickups I got from Fishtoberfest. These are Mesonuta Aquara.
Yeah. So
They're
like Festivus, right? Festivum.
yeah, they're festivum, but not the regular festivum. That's the forgetting the species name. It's like Festivus or something.
You know.
But there's a bunch
Yeah.
of different species.
Yeah. For sure.
These are the species Aquara F1.
Oh, F1, huh? Nice.
Yeah,
Do you
never really.
remember who you got those from at Fishtoberfest?
I honestly don't remember off the top of my head, but I've got the probably got some videos of it. No, I didn't
Yeah.
get videos of it. So no, I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No problem. Yeah. For anyone that hasn't seen Ian's videos from Fishtoberfest, yeah, I definitely go check those out. He's got kind of a series of 3 of them, and they're just a real. That's broken apart nicely. That they're a real manageable length of video. It's not like it's one gigantic hour-long video or something. But yeah, it starts with them, moving through the event, and kind of ends with him and Kat at home unboxing everything, or taking them out of those awesome Fishtoberfest bags.
Yeah, those bags are awesome.
Yeah, I definitely had to get one of them. It looked like Kat got 2.
Yeah, Cat got 2, I got 1. So we
Nice.
ended up with 3 bags and we filled them up.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Now I was curious. I wasn't sure. Do you guys live together or separate?
Yeah, we live together.
Oh, okay.
We've
Okay.
lived together for around 3 years now. We've
Oh,
known
okay.
each other since we were freshmen in high school.
Yeah. Yep. And you're about how old now? You're in your like early 20s, right?
Yeah, 22.
Okay. Yeah. You know, I don't remember what stream we were on the other day, but you know, somebody was talking about, you know, how you're so knowledgeable at, you know, at such a young age, and you know, it just kind of brings me back because I've been keeping fish for like almost 40 years, but you know, a lot of that time, you know, we didn't have the resources that we did today. You know, you talk to people at the fish store, the pet store, or you found some books, you know, and that's about all I ever was able to get. You know, every once in a while you run into some people that are fellow Aquarius, and yeah, you know, of course you get all excited then, especially back then. You know, now it's so easy to find this big old community, you know, 14 people watching here, you hanging out with me, you know, it's really easy to share information. And you know, I mean, both things I think are the same. You gotta, you know, take information for what it's worth and go on some of your own experiences and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. It's all experience, and thank God I have a smartphone and access to Google, YouTube, and everything.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've only been doing this for maybe years. Seriously, I'm actually doing cycle and keeping fit. Before then, it was like put fish in a tank, tap water, no chlorinator. I got sick of it, so I got. Then videos popped up on YouTube for like, catch small fishing, and then other videos of like actual fish keepers started to show up, and then I started looking. And I didn't even have a fish tank at that point. I was just watching YouTube videos of how to keep a fish tank. And then I was at my house, and then they had a 20-gallon fish tank. I was like, I'm gonna get a fish tank.
Nice.
And I did a fishless cycle for a month, put food in there, got it tested with the test strips. That's what we do for like half year fish keeping.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And after the cycle was done, instead of going out to the fish store to get a fish, I went out to the river and I caught me a little baby bluegill.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I named him Avocado.
What's that?
And then I named him Avocado.
Avocado. Awesome.
Avocado.
I like it.
Bluegill. And then we got to about like that big. And so I was like, okay, this 20 gallons getting a little small. So I got a 55 for him.
Okay,
and I got him some buddies.
It starts building and building from there pretty quickly.
From there.
Yep. Awesome. And so yeah, my background here tonight, I'm taking advantage because usually I'm up in my office, and taking advantage tonight because the son and my wife are, you know, out of town for the night. They're up in the Seattle area, so I could kind of invade the rest of the family space and come downstairs and do another stream here. So yeah, this is a 125, and you can see it's got the overflow there. So it's got a sump, and I got 10 clown loaches and 5 Glossolepis dortii, and a trio, 1 male and 2 females of cherry barbs in there. Oh, and a pleco named Rocky.
Rocky, that's awesome.
Yep. There's some old videos on my channel of Rocky in my 29-gallon back then, and he's got this dwarf aquarium lily bulb, and he'd play soccer with it and just kick the thing around and bounce it off his nose and swim around, and he was just having a blast. So he's done that. He did that all the time back then with those, and eventually, I think he was trying to eat them because he like chewed them up basically. He just wanted to gnaw on that bulb, And so eventually they were kind of gone, and then he got moved over here. Probably had some sort of algae problem, and was like, "Oh, go help out, Rocky."
Is that a bristlenose pleco?
Yeah, it's a little bristlenose pleco. Just a brown, common kind of bristlenose pleco, male. And we still, speaking of rocks, there's big piles of big rocks in here and stuff. So you only see him every once in a while in here. But yeah, when we do, it's like, oh, Rocky. We've got a few fish that are named. My son names the fish sometimes. And otherwise I'm not really into naming fish, Moving through here some more. Redfish, bluefish, Jason.
Oh, never mind. You go first.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, Jason, welcome. Dee Dee's Fish Den. Hello, Deborah. Patty's Petite Tanks. Hey, Patty. Mystery Snail Guardians. And T-Bone's Fishes. Oh, and then it jumped on me. Stephen P. Yeah, whole bunch of awesome people in here. A bunch of people that we got to meet at Fishtoberfest, right? And a bunch more awesome folks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so far behind. I'm trying to find out where I was at. Maybe Jeffrey Watts, My Fish Tank Aquatics. Hey, John. Danikin Aquatics. Hello, Kenny. Or maybe Danny. Maybe both of you. George from Aquaballs. Yeah. So, wasn't that awesome getting to, meet people from Fishtoberfest and hang out with people and the event and stuff? I mean, I just had a great weekend. I don't know about yourself.
Dude, it was a blast. The only thing I didn't like is that I missed too many talks. I missed Alex's talk. I missed Dan and Lawrence's talk. And I felt really bad about that. I was like, I wish I could have gone and seen more.
Yeah. When you started saying the only thing, I was like, that was my thing too. I mean, I had my table that I shared with somebody else, and looking back on things, I probably could have easily left that by and then go watch more talks. But that was my kind of big regret of Fishtoberfest too, if you can call it that, after having a wonderful time. But yeah, I think Lawrence Kent was the only one that I saw. Otherwise, I was just hanging out in the swap area, I guess you could call it, right?
Yeah, Kenny did a great job with the show. I mean, all you guys did. You're on the board, so I'm sure you had a big part with.
I put a little work in, and some other people did for sure. There's a lot of people that went into setting that up, but I say no doubt. If anyone did anything, it was Kenny E. Man, he did a lot for it, for sure.
So your stuff that's on the tank, do you have a light on it? Are there on plants in there, like you're feeding?
For this tank?
Yeah.
So this light that I have on this tank, I'm super into planted tanks and stuff. Unfortunately, the clown loaches, which I think are my favorite aquarium fish, are really hard on plants. There's only so much that I can that I've found that really works with them. I've got a whole bunch of crips in here, but they kind of tolerate the situation. They're not really thriving. I could certainly feed them more, put some root tabs in there and some liquid fertilizers and stuff. Sure, that would help, but I really don't,
Yeah. But a lot of people, when they have situations like that and they have a sump, they'll just grow plants in the sump and put a nice light over their sump.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I get what you're saying now, and yeah, that's I did
Like,
have a light on my sump a while back, and then I ended up stealing it for a different tank because I wasn't really using it that way. Um, but now that you say that, I think yeah, that I really need to take advantage of that space a little bit. And yeah, I mean, I tried to clear out a whole bunch of plants with Fishtoberfest, and I sold a ton of plants, but a
oh,
lot of them were
dude, yeah.
stem plants. So essentially, I didn't create any more space on the floor of any of my aquariums, just above there. So yeah, that's an excellent idea. That I should probably get a new light on that and take advantage of that space. And plus, it's just going to benefit the whole system. I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah. Corvus Austin, he runs big tanks like you, like 1.5,
Yep.
2. He runs sumps, and he
Mhm.
puts like 2.0s on his sumps and just throws a ton of plants down. Even though
Yep.
his full display is planted, it's like, okay,
Yeah, yeah. I
that's
used to watch some Corvus, and I still catch his live stream or catch him on Blackie's stream, from time to time. But yeah, I remember seeing exactly that for sure. That yeah, he
yeah,
would grow and store plants there, and so yeah, something for me to do. I appreciate it. Speaking of plants and some maybe difficult situations to keep plants in. Um, I wanted to ask you about keeping plants with cichlids because
yeah.
I know that's something you do quite a bit, and seems like you have quite a bit of success.
What I've had success in the past, now I'm not really trying so much. I haven't replanted anything,
Yeah,
but the cichlids that I have now are a lot bigger than what they used to be, so they're just tearing up the plant.
yeah,
Like,
just
yeah.
big bruisers cruising around.
So, I mean, they're leaving the floating plants alone. So, I mean, technically it's still planted. It doesn't, it's not a planted tank. There are some, like, I have a tank upstairs with a bunch of jungle valve. I have a Severum and rainbow cichlids and Caros in there.
Yeah. So in that case, you think the jungle vow just gets rooted in there real nicely, and it has runners and stuff, so it's keeps
Yeah.
propagating itself, and that's why it's can take a little bit more abuse.
And I think the big thing is I added the fish after the jungle vow was well established. The big
Yeah.
cichlid.
Hmm.
So jungle vow was already in the tank, spreading runners, well rooted before I introduced the cichlids.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, sometimes they'll pull up the runners, and then I'll just trim that up. But the rosettes on them are getting that thick
Oh,
on the
really?
main stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
they double loop the 29 gallon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now, do you trim the Vallicin area at all?
Yeah, I trim it like once every other month. I'll just snip it. I don't even go down to the rosette like I'm supposed to. I just
Yeah,
kind of
that's
go
what I
to
was
the.
going to ask about. If you just give it that haircut, or if you go down to the rosette there, or and yeah,
I know you're
yeah,
supposed to go down to the rosette, but I'm lazy. Just
yeah,
cut it.
yeah. I mean, find something that works for you and go with it, right?
Yeah, crips though, crips and crinums. When I trim dead leaves off, I'll go all the way down to the rosette.
Hmm.
So I don't like.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Like any bulb plants, right? And yeah, like crenums or other bulbs. Yeah, yeah, because if they tend to lose, well, I guess they lose that light capturing quality, right? Of filling that taking in that light if there's just a stem there and no leaf, you know, and things like that. So I can
Yeah.
kind of see a difference between, you know, how those would work.
And if it's a really badly damaged leaf, I'll just trim it off to promote new leaf.
Yep. Yep.
Those damaged leaves aren't going to return.
Yeah, and they, you know, I've always heard, and it's been my experience as well, that yeah, when you do decide to, you know, even on like an Anubias or something like that, when you do give up on that leaf, you know, it's damaged. It's never gonna, you know, it might live, but it's never gonna repair itself. When you finally decide to trim it there, then yeah, then it actually does promote new growth, like they say.
Yeah.
So I was checking out, you know, some more stuff on your channel, and I noticed you had a couple of fish room tours on there, or fish store tours on there, I should say.
Yeah, I've done a few.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty cool.
One of them was up. I did a couple local stores and one up in Bellingham, Washington.
Yeah, the Bellingham one is the one that I hadn't watched yet, and I've been to some fish stores up around the Seattle area when I've been up there on business and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think I've ever been to one in Bellingham. So yeah, I was kind of interested to. That video is certainly still on my radar. I want to go check that out.
Yeah, Bellingham Pet Supply. If you're ever in the area, you can go up there. You'd like it. They're big planted tank. Not like huge, but they got a good plant selection. They fall like rimless tanks. So it's a pretty.
Speaking of stores kind of like that, have you been to that Pisces Aquarium down in Eugene yet?
Not yet. Every time I'm working in Eugene and I go to try see the store, I just can't make the time to go out there when I'm working. I've got to go out there when I'm not.
Yeah, I have yet to be there myself. I joined that club down there, the Willamette Valley Aquarium Society. Easy for me to say. Yeah, I've been down there for like one of their meetings, you know, a few months ago, and then I've been down there on business, you know, some too, but yeah, just haven't had the time. But yeah, it sounds like a really cool place, and want to check that out.
Yeah, Pisces is where I have been to the aquarium co-op, but I haven't filmed it. Didn't want to film it first time being too intimidating.
Yeah, yeah.
But
so I kind of wanted to ask you, and you know, I noticed, and feel free not to answer if you don't want to, but you know, I noticed one of the local stores was the Wet Spot, and sometimes I don't know, just from what I've heard and some of the signage around there and stuff, it seems like they're a little hesitant to let people film. May I ask if you got permission, or you know, I noticed you did kind of a voiceover. I think it's a great video, and they shouldn't be worried about you filming there because you totally put them into good light. You know, I want to say that too.
Yeah. And I did ask Steve directly, or not Steve, it was one of the other managers that was working there. I do ask them every time.
Okay.
And all they do is just make sure when they tell me to not use flash and don't film people in the store. And that's pretty respectable to do.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. I'm not into filming strangers, you know. I mean, if it can be avoided in public. Yeah. Look at that person. I wonder what they're looking at. Let's go find out. You know, you're just invading their space. Now, like I said, I watched that one, and then the other local one with, you know, which was a interesting story in itself. You know, since they went through that fire and then had to rebuild the store and stuff. Haven't watched the Bellingham one yet. Yeah, Aquarium Maintenance, right? That's what that store's called.
Aquatic Meat.
Aquatic Maintenance. Yep.
I actually right in the street from the Wet Spot, like legitimately 2 blocks from the wet spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I always thought that was from the first time I saw that. I'm like, what? They're right here, like around the corner. Yeah, yeah. They're like 2 blocks down and just up a street or something, a block and a half away, basically. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. So yeah, they. I meant to ask you at Fishtoberfest. I saw you got that festivum. And then you got some zebra cara too, it looked like.
Yeah, got zebra cara, the Ivanacara adokita, F1s from John. Those fish are a holy grail of cara. Like, the fact that they're near threatened in the wild because the habitat's going to shit. People are overfishing them because of the aquarium trade. The fact that I got aquarium bred ones, not wild caught.
Yeah.
Good, because that more people are going to be able to get aquarium bred fish that are threatened.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice when you can be a part of that and hopefully contribute to that species.
I wasn't expecting to get them so soon, so I got to get them their own tanks. I just want to set up just for them. Do a black water tank.
Yeah.
UV plants, no CO2. Just let them be cichlids and breed.
Yeah, do that thing.
I've got perfect tap water for them. It's a 6.8 pH, 0 GH, 0 K, 18 PDS. I mean, it's darn near RO water.
Yeah, yeah, you got that really soft Portland water there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on the other side of the Columbia River here in Washington, and yeah, it's certainly a lot harder, or a little harder at least. It's like I don't know, 140, 160 TDS, and I think like 4 KH or something like that. I think I don't know. It's been a long time since I've tested my tap water, to tell you the truth, but it certainly has enough buffering capacity. That's for sure.
I'd say you guys water tastes better. It's got more minerals.
Yeah,
because whenever my mom lives in Vancouver, whenever I visit her, I like drinking her tap water because it just tastes.
Yep. Yep, indeed. Yeah, some of the best water I ever had, and I'm sure it was kind of the environment, but it was down the gorge at this kind of spa place. And I think my wife and I went there for an anniversary or, just to get away for the weekend or something. And, it was a hot springs, a mineral hot springs. And, you sit in the hot tub and then you have an ice cold glass of this mineral water and like, ooh, damn, that's some good water. That's some high quality H2O.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah.
I hate to do this. Talking about water.
I can finally pay attention at the chat. If you guys haven't figured it out, I'm not so good at interacting with the guest and checking out chat. So always sorry about that. But yeah, it is what it is. Chubbs, hello, welcome. I've got a bunch of Crips in here. I know you would appreciate that. Xanadu. Getting all excited about the Vikings. Glad you guys have been getting a couple of wins. Good to see that. I know you and Kenny are both fans of the Vikings. My brother-in-law is a big fan of the Vikings. Looking at some past conversations here where I don't even know what people are talking about. Of course, I didn't bring my glasses either, so this probably doesn't help much. All right, got yourself a beverage.
Fridge water.
Speaking of high quality H2O, huh?
Yeah, speaking of high quality H2O.
It's the essence of life.
Too much.
So the other thing that I, kind of stood out to me at your unboxing videos from Fishtoberfest was that aerial cowlin you got, the tissue culture. Yeah.
Funny you should mention it. It
What's
all
that?
died.
It
It
did?
all died.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I can't say I'm surprised, unfortunately. I mean they're so cool, and I've had some going for a while, in a high tech sort of situation. And I've read about them, and I've heard that like if they go up in flower, they'll die. And so I always trim that off, and I don't know what to believe there. And yeah, I had this beautiful plant going for a while one time, and yeah, it died. So I mean, those are tough, but they look amazing if you're able to get them going. But I mean, yeah, yours died, mine died. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it.
I think it was. It just didn't get a good start. Tissue culture. I didn't realize it. I thought it looked good, but when I brought it home and I went to put it in the tank, I mean, it was kind of mushy. The roots didn't look very good.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
leaves weren't very green, so I don't think I had a good start to begin with.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And especially if I'd say especially if you're not dealing with stem plants, because stem plants can, I think, bounce back a lot easier. But if you're dealing with like some crips or yeah, certainly that aerial callum, if they're not in like pristine condition, yeah, it's going to be a tough road to go with a tissue culture, in my experience. That was another thing that it kind of reminded me, is like the Crip pink flamingo or whatever, Crip Flamingo, those pink crips. I tried a couple of those in tissue cultures, and yeah, the tissue cultures weren't looking like 100%. And I think on at least one of them, like one of them they marked down, the other one I like talked them into a deal. I'm like, I know this says $13, but it kind of looks like it might die, and they gave me some sort of deal. But yeah, I didn't have any good luck with those at all. They just melted pretty quickly and never bounced back. I'd leave them, what was left planted there. Hopefully, there's going to be some new growth, but no dice. And then I finally got, and it was just in getting prepared for Fishtoberfest. I know I needed a whole ton of bags for plants, so I found some on that Imperial Tropicals, I think they're called. Yeah, Imperial Tropicals. So I was getting some bags from them, and then I noticed they had some like immersed grown Crip Flamingo on there, and it was like $13 instead of like $30 or something like that, So I ended up buying 3 of those, and then when I got them, one of them, had just a tiny little runner, tiny little start. So I ended up getting 4 plants out of that. And then, put them into kind of a high tech setup. And then they're doing really well. They're converting over. They're not growing, exceptionally fast, and it's a cryptocorin. It's not going to, but I don't know. That's kind of what I've been thinking about some of these species that aren't stem plants that come into the in tissue cultures, is to maybe like take them and convert them over to an immersed growth, and then once they're doing well, then try to convert them. And which is, I don't know, it seems kind of backwards, but if you're gonna have more success in the plant getting a little larger and a little healthier before you try to make that transition to fully submerged underwater, it might fare better. And so I'm actually starting to try that now. I got just this little greenhouse, the little kind of mini greenhouse. It's, literally about this big or so. And so I got some tissue cultures of the Crip Flamingo, and I got 2 of them. I ended up with like 11 plants out of that. And so I planted them all there. And so now they're starting to grow and stuff. And at some point, I'll try to convert them over like that. But I also, just in case anyone wanted to know, I also got a notice from Imperial Tropicals today that they were back in stock, and I'm good right now. So I just threw a little link in the chat there. So if somebody else is interested in those Crip Flamingo, have at her.
Look at that.
What was that?
I'll have to look at that later. Sounds like a deal.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have screwed you out of it just now because I think they have like 6 left in stock or something when I looked at it earlier. And it's been a few hours since I looked at it, and depending on what the chat does, but check it out, and I can give you the link too if you want it later. Or, I guess you can go back on the replay and find it here if you want to go through all of that. But that was another thing that I wanted to ask you about. I saw, I don't remember if it was on like Kevin's stream or somebody else's stream. Maybe it's your own. But you had kind of a different CO2 setup, and you explained it at that point. But if you wouldn't mind, kind of tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the CO2 system I run is the F-Zone CO2 generator, and it's not like your typical go to the store and refill it, pay for it, and get a different can back. You refill it in your own kitchen, and it's a pressurized system. There's a bubble counter, the stainless steel canister.
Yeah, it's beautiful canister.
It's really nice. Show it.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, if you can, that'd be cool.
Down here. It's got a regulator, gauges on it, everything. But it's a citric acid and baking soda.
Yeah, that's right. Great. So it's like a DIY CO2, but it's so much more high tech than a 2-liter bottle and like some airline tubing your stuff through there and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a more techy than the 2-liter bottle, but it's really simple. You just fill it up with 200 grams of part A, 200 grams of part B, and 300 milliliters of water. And that usually gets me to the end of the green zone.
Mm-hmm.
And then it lasts me on a 20-gallon high and a bubble and a half to 2 bubbles a second, give or take.
That's in my opinion, that is plenty of CO2. I always when people say I'm running CO2 very lightly, I'm like, right on. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, and this is the tank it's running on.
Nice.
But it's super simple. It's got a solenoid built into it, so you can hook it up to a timer. And it's like super small. Look how small that solenoid is.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, it looks it looks just like a regular solenoid on a CO2 regulator, but it is the tiny version, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's got a little needle valve right there.
Okay.
And That's pressure valve. But it's super easy. I don't want to have to deal with going somewhere to refill CO2 canister. That's why I didn't want to do the conventional CO2.
Yep.
And it's not a whole lot cheaper. I mean, that whole system probably cost me $200 because the solenoid was sold separately, and
Okay.
a 5 pound bag of baking soda is like 15-20 bucks, and a 5 pound bag of citric acid is like $15.
hmm So the citric acid, that's a powder as well.
Yep, that's a powder.
hmm
It's more of a salt,
Yeah.
but in dry form.
Right. Yep. Yep. For sure. Salt. Yep. Looks like some people are enjoying Matt's T-shirt. Once again, thanks for doing the giveaway. But yeah, that's a beautiful tank you got around there.
Thanks, man. Love the aromatica I got from you. It's going crimson red. I'll have to shut the flow off. It's a good look at it.
The what? I'm sorry.
The aromatica I got from you
Oh
is
yeah.
starting to go really red.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll get real. Yeah. It's I don't know. It's kind of deceiving in the bag because like the undersides of the leaves are all purple.
Yeah.
But yeah, once it starts getting towards the top and that light and stuff, yeah, it gets really, really pretty on there on the top. I love that plant. It's always been near and dear to me. And yeah, I was glad I had a bunch of it to to give to you. I'm like, here, Ian, you have CO2, take some of this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great plant. And I have tried the sugar and yeast method of CO2,
Mm-hmm.
and I honestly don't like it because it smells bad. Pretty sensitive to smells.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
It's like a
it
stinking
did
plant.
smell kind of sweet. I've done it in the past too. It did still smell kind of sweet to me, but it didn't bother me a lot. But what I love, one of the things I love about that system there is that yeah, it does have a solenoid on it, and it acts more like just a regular CO2 pressurized CO2 system with than a lot more than those just yeah just the old fashioned DIY with the 2 liter bottles and drilling holes and yeah.
And it's got a bubble counter and
Right. Yeah.
CO2 diffuser. Not a very good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So those are very cool. Thanks for sharing. Now you do, in addition to fresh water, you have a saltwater tank as well, right?
Yeah, I have a soft coral reef tank. It's only a 10 gallon, but I've had pretty good success with it. I've only killed 2 fish, but I haven't killed any corals yet, which I think is surprising.
Yeah, that's impressive.
When I first started doing plants, I killed a ton of plants. Like I've spent hundreds of dollars on plants that would just not do well.
Yeah.
Nubius, Fern, they all die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of times you got to go through these, experiences, trials, and tribulations to figure out what species work for you or how to, treat the different species of plants and fish and everything. But, something I've often heard and is that, if you can do kind of a high tech planted tank, then you have like an extra step towards a saltwater aquarium. Do you think there's any accuracy to that?
I think there is a little bit because on my high tech system, I do a little bit more testing than my low tech tank. Like I test phosphates more often. I test nitrates. I've got a pH checker right there. It tells me if I'm in too much blue, which I'm always in the blue. Never goes green.
Yeah. Okay.
but it's kind of more techy, and my saltwater system is a little bit more techy. So there's some kind of similarities, but it is a little bit different. But the
Sure. Yeah.
we still feed fish the same. I still do water changes basically the same, and the glass the same. Um, the only thing different is that the testing kits are different. They're more finicky. You gotta scoop powders into the reagents and wait
Okay.
9 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And yeah, that testing can be tedious, but yeah, I've seen your tank, and it's a beautiful tank, and I'm really impressed that it is only a 10-gallon. Here you're trying to recreate the biggest thing in the world, an ocean, and you've been really successful in a small, relatively small aquarium.
Yeah, and it's really kind of low tech for what it is. I mean, it's got a hang-on back filter. It's got a night cruise LED light. It's got a 50-watt heater, high door, and an AI Neuro 3 wavemaker, which is a little
Mm-hmm.
bit on the higher end. It's Bluetooth to my phone, but it's not anything close to what like a Trident system is. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
ever looked into a Trident system, but they're
I've
full
looked at some
blown.
of those, more like the Apex system, which is probably like the same thing, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
those things are insane. I watched some guy. He bought a full Apex system for a 7-gallon Reef tank. A
Seven
full Apex
gallon.
system.
Wow.
Yeah, a full Apex system is going to run you at least $3,000.
Wow. We're
Yeah,
we're a 7-gallon tank, huh?
it's
Interesting.
7 gallon, but it's his only tank.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to each their own, right? You know?
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Part of what got me to, choose this name of natural aquariums is that, I just love when you can use nature and plants and sticks and rocks and stuff in the tanks and everything. But at the same time, I got nothing against if pink gravel and a castle gets you into the hobby, then yeah, I think that's great. You know, People got to do them.
yeah. And I think it's kind of cool when the two kind of different opposite sides, the pink gravel, pineapple, SpongeBob house, and then they go and
Hmm.
chuck a hole. It looks really cool when it's
Yeah.
fully jungled out. There's like this goofy little things. It it looks really cool at the same time.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, they certainly can. And, there's a couple people down. I don't know if you were at the Guppus meeting for when Pam Chim was there from the Sacramento Aquarium Society.
For the online meeting
Yeah.
it was a in-person meeting, but she didn't make it in person, but we did
Right.
it on the. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
I
Exactly.
remember.
Yeah. Yeah. And, she's got all these castles and stuff in her aquariums. And yeah, I mean, I think I'd agree. I got to agree. They look really cool, no doubt. Yeah.
I had to get some of those mushrooms from Ryan,
Oh, yeah.
the other Ryan Guppus member.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Right?
Master breeder Ryan Mackey.
Yeah, master breeder Ryan Mann.
Yeah, Grandmaster breeder. Yeah. Yeah, I have one of those. I keep it with my epistogramma. And so, yeah, those are cool. Yeah.
I had to get 4.
I saw that. You had the cat got one, and then you had like this bulk package of them. You're like, I got to get a bunch of them.
Dude, he
Those
gave
things
me
are
a
cool.
killer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave me quite the deal as
He
well.
was trying to get rid of it, and I was like, well, he's like, I'll give you 2 for 15. And I'm like, well, if you're giving me 2 for 15, I want 4.
Hmm. There you go. Nice. Nice. And I'm sure he was like, oh, oh good. Take him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a super cool, nice guy. That's for sure. Yeah. Always like being around Ryan.
And I found this really smaller channel that does aquascaping, but they're in the Portland. They're not in the Guppus Club. So I'm like, come on, guy, you're on YouTube, but you're not in the Guppus Club yet in
Uh-huh.
Portland. Like,
Yeah.
we gotta get you in.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. I appreciate the recruiting. Yeah. Yeah. That, that's a goal of a bunch of ours in Guppus, is to grow the hobby more, and it's awesome to see people like you and Bateson going to the meetings, and his wife and your girlfriend, and a bunch of other people like yourselves. When I first started going to that club, I'm like in my mid 40s, and I'm looking around and I'm like one of the youngest people there, and so it's awesome to see some youth injected into the hobby and into our club.
Yeah, and I definitely want to do more with the club now that my work is. I'm not working 2 jobs anymore, so I have weekends now where I can do stuff. So hopefully I can do more with the club on weekends.
Yeah, I was excited to have you on here. And it's been a blast talking with you. I've pretty much ignored the chat, so once again, sorry about that. Saw some other people are in here. Glitch Aquatics, that's a new name. Appreciate you coming by here. Terry's here, and then I know I missed some other people too. I saw somebody else that had to take off or something as well, but yeah. So I was going to ask you, and I meant to ask this of almost any of my guests, but I don't know if I've asked it once yet, and we're on, like my 11th stream. But do you have a favorite aquarium plant?
Favorite aquarium plant?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, tough. You're gonna make me choose. Just kidding.
You can list a few if you wanted to, I guess. I mean, it's a hard choice to make. I can sympathize with that.
I'm kidding. It's Busa Falanga all the way. I have mostly, out of all the plant genus, I mostly have Busa Falanga species. I've got one genus. I've probably got 9 different species.
Really? Wow. Wow. I think I just have 3.
Yeah. I bought a plant pack off Boost Plant, and I've been collecting tissue cultures for the past couple of years and just letting them grow CO2. Slow CO2, not really doing much. Just kind of propagate them, spread them out between the tanks. Really nice plant.
Yep.
I love the iridescence.
Sorry.
The iridescence.
Oh.
A full rainbow effect when they could shine under that light. And then they have those little pearls on them that just look amazing.
Yeah.
And you can have ones that have you can have ones that have long, skinny leaves. You can have ones that have really frilly leaves. And then they're coming out with variegated ones now, and I'm like, I want a variegated boot.
Yeah, no kidding. That sounds amazing. Yeah, and I have to agree with you that that some of those iridescents and stuff that I don't know. I bought one species of Boos, and I don't know. I've talked about this on the stream before, but sometimes it's really hard with Bucephalandra to kind of identify what species you're getting. So it's really kind of important to keep track of whatever they said it was, and probably a good idea to try to look at some online pictures and verify what it is, especially if you're going to be spreading it around or anything. But I don't know, you're probably like me, and you're going to hoard that plant pretty much.
That's what I'm doing. And to be honest, I only remember 3 or 4 species names of the ones that I actually have, and I can pick those out. But the rest of the ones are just a sort of boost that look awesome.
Yep, some type of boost there. But yeah, they're really cool looking, and it's it's great when you can propagate them in the plant so that maybe someday when you got a whole bunch of boosts that you can pass them around. There's been some stories about it being collected poorly in the wild and people just wiping out a whole section of it because it's so valuable and they get so much money off of it and stuff. So
and it grows so slow. I mean, it grows slower than any other plant I've ever grown. I mean, I know a Nubius is a pretty slow grower, but a Nubius grows faster given the right environment.
Yeah. The fastest I ever grew it in Nubius was in an old DIY CO2 setup and just had this, it was like a 33 long and had this really powerful compact fluorescent light on it with the reflector and stuff. And then that DIY CO2. And, like I said, it was just a regular Coke bottle that it was made out of and stuff. And so, the CO2 was running 24 hours a day, which, it shouldn't make any difference.
Big deal. Pretty much running airstone at night. When I used the CO2 2-liter, I just had an airstone timer at nighttime.
And I think that's what I did as well. To kind of help with that. And just because, then it just bubbles off of there. Certainly the more water movement you have, surface tension breaking and stuff at the surface, the less concentrated the CO2 is going to be in the tank. Definitely. So I don't know. I think we're kind of wrapping it up here. Is there, anything that you want to tell people about or anything before we head on out?
Oh, I want to talk about my fish contest thing. I'm still doing. I've only got like 1 or 2 entries so far, but pretty much it's a fish contest, photo contest of 1 picture of your fish tank, 1 picture of your favorite fish in that fish tank, and I want you to tell me a little bit about your fish in your tank and setup and all that. And then email that to atkinsnatureaquariums@gmail.com. All lowercase, no spaces. Yeah.
Let me see.
There's no
Atkins Nature Aquariums @gmail.com.
Yeah. And there's no prizes for anything. It's all just for fun. Show other people's tanks from my channel. And I thought it would be a fun thing to do other than just show my tanks all the time.
Yeah, I thought it was a great idea, and it sounded a lot of fun to me. And I think I'd encourage everyone here to do it and to spread the word, tell people about it. You don't have to be have a YouTube channel that you upload information to or anything. Anybody can take 2 pictures, 1 picture of the tank, right? And 1 picture of fish, or maybe you can grab a couple fishes in that tank and then write you like a paragraph about the tank, right? Yeah. Maybe about why they like that fish or how they set up the tank or whatever.
And I also really want to try to I want you guys to try to get a really good, clear photo. Because it is a photo contest. So I want like no blurry eyeballs or stuff like that. Like good photo. And it's kind of picky, even though there's no prizes, but it gets people that want to get more into photographs to try out photographs. And if you are already a good photographer, then it's gonna be an easy piece of little side fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I'm that great of a photographer myself, but what I think some of the best advice that I've gotten on taking pictures of fishes is just to take a lot of them. And
Yep.
fortunately these days with digital cameras, we can do that. You can just take 100 pictures and then go through them and find the best one.
And it's not limited to freshwater. If there are any saltwater viewers here and they want to show their saltwater tank, they can
Yeah.
do that. I do know some information about saltwater. Not an expert in saltwater, but I'm not also an expert in freshwater. But I will talk about it. And I plan on doing it either when I get enough entries, like maybe 10 or so. I'll either do a YouTube video or I'm going to do it live on my channel.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And then maybe that, I know Chubb said that he would, he wanted to contribute to that, and he plans on doing so after this. And so, yeah, I hope he does, and a bunch of other people. But yeah, I think if you're able to, put a few of those together and then do a video or a live stream off of it, then I mean, if you wanted to, because I think it's fun, and I'd like to do, a different tank next time or something. Maybe that'll generate some more hype and you can keep it going and stuff. I think it's a wonderful idea.
If you want to enter more than once, totally fine with me. Probably cap it at like 2 or 3 entries per person, but gives everyone a chance. I know some people got a lot of different tanks, and it's hard to choose your favorite tank and your favorite fish. So I will allow it 2 or 3 per person.
You don't need Kenny sending 70 different. He doesn't have the time. We're not worried about it, but some people could go crazy if they wanted to, for sure.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun talking with you, Ryan. Great.
Yeah, thank you so much for being up on here, and I had a lot of fun too, and great conversation. Once again, sorry I didn't pay much attention to the chat, but hope you guys had fun, and anybody who's lurking, or hopefully I had some mods in here, and I know I did, so I appreciate them as well. Anybody watching the replay, thank you so much. And of course, once again, thank you to Ian for being on here. I'd like to do it again sometime in the future.
Heck yeah, Ryan. I appreciate it. I will get on.
All right, folks. You guys have a good one. We'll talk to you later.